Wow, people, he gave me power. He's unmuted me during the intro. What's going on in this world? What's happening?
Jean-Luc and Nick. Jean-Luc and Nick. La 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 la.
Here we are, really tired, but it was worth every single moment.
La, la, la.
Okay, you know what? I love our song, but we really need to have more of a melody behind it because it's just very staccato.
Yeah, but it's because this is important. Music is not, it's just accompanying the theme song. Exactly. They're all like listening, what's going on? Maybe we should always just talk during our intro.
I think we should.
Yeah, it's just more fun.
Totally.
What do you guys think?
It makes it more entertaining.
Should we talk during our intro
I think
from
we should
now
totally
on?
talk to our intro.
I think it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Lynn's like, yeah, talk all the way. These two guys are too funny not to talk. They're weirdos.
So good evening. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jean-Luc.
And as it says on the frame, we are the Wellness Warriors. We are having our beachside chat. We changed the beach again this week. We don't know where it's from.
We don't know.
Someplace on YouTube.
We look for the longest beach video we can find so it doesn't stop and it has no commercials because nothing would be worse than like having a nice beachside chat and then all of a sudden, buy Celebrex. I don't even know what that is. I just picked a company name, so I have no clue what it's for, but you know.
Maybe you should check that
I probably should. It's probably, or I could have said buy Viagra, but you know. Oh, I just did. Oops.
So we have a lot to talk about tonight. As you guys have been seeing on social media, we had a crazy weekend this weekend.
An amazing, crazy weekend, though.
And so we want to talk about it because there's a lot of stuff that kind of happened that kind of relates to our journey.
Yeah,
so we want to bring some things.
First things first, we want to talk about, anti-inflammatory. I need Celebrex for my elbow. That's what I need. Ah, you see, I knew what I was talking about.
The word of the week
is
question.
Questioning, questions, question this, question that.
So if you have a question, say it in the chat. Post it in chat.
Post it in chat. So first thing we want to start off with our mail call because we got two really cool things this week. PJ sent us this beautiful letter in the mail, and she actually reached out to us personally and was so touched
that we
opened it live. And it was like the way she said it it really touched our hearts. And just to know, you know what?
We love reading mail and we love opening it with you guys because it's part of the journey. It's part of what we do.
And the smallest acts of kindness can go a long way.
Yeah.
Never forget that. So even just walking down the street and looking at someone and smiling at them, you could change the trajectory of that person's entire day because you did that. Nick did that earlier this week. He smiled at a cute boy on the street and he smiled back and Nick's like, was he flirting with me?
I was like, that's never happened to me in my entire life. I've never like looked at someone.
But isn't it funny that like that those little things that we take for granted sometime, opening the door for someone. I know it's a little harder now with COVID and things like that. People are a little bit more, but it's still things we can do. Just walking down the street and saying, hi, hello, how are you? Like, how you doing? You know, it's funny because we're those type of people. Like if we see someone and I see an inviting like smile, I honestly will say hi to them. We have a lot of interesting people in the room.
So keep talking. I'm working with Kim right now to remove these the people that.
So the next thing I wanted to also talk about, which we got into in the mail today on Friday, was this beautiful bouquet of roses, and these are roses that will never die. These are roses that were made by our lovely Laura Rock. Laura is in the room tonight, and what was even funnier is when we remember Laura was making, if I'm not mistaken, throughout, it was earlier in the year, she was making roses for a wedding party and she was making the bouquet. They were made out of all books, old books. And as I opened these roses, I started looking and I'm like, these papers have writing on them. And she messaged us and she said, oh no, in the letter, it said, I hope you know that every single rose is made with your recipes. So our recipes are printed out on all of these beautiful, lovely roses that we will cherish for a very, 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 very long time. It's just something like the fact that you spent the time to make this for us, Laura, is just incredible. And thank you so much. It's so thoughtful, so meaningful. And now we get to see them live. We didn't just get to see them in the Zoom like we had been for the longest time. So Thank you so much. Wow, there's some rude people in that comment. In that,
Yeah. So yes. So Cam, don't let anybody else in right now. Okay.
Yeah,
just don't let anybody else in at the moment. I'm monitoring. Just keep talking, honey.
Yes. So thanks again for the roses. It was fantastic. We can't thank you enough. Little, like I said, small little things. Although that's not a small little thing. That's a pretty big thing because I can only imagine how long it takes to make one of them. So that's not an easy feat. The next thing we wanted to talk about was actually our activity rings. Can you believe that we've made it 115 days? 115 days on our watches on getting our activity, our calories. And no, it's not 7,000 calories a day. We have now brought down to 600. We strive to getting our double ring, but we now do our minimum and we're okay. Like today, I have 600. Well, am I there yet? I have 603. So I'm okay for the day. It's insane. I'm so happy that I've been able to, I was afraid. I was one of the ones out of Nick. Nick wanted to do it right away. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can sustain it. And telling you, it's a new journey. We were working out crazily to get these 1,200 calories burnt all the time. And now it doesn't seem as much as a chore, but it's a want. And it's created goals for us where we're like, okay, you know what? How many days can we actually get activity in ongoingly? And it's allowed us to see that we can do things like this, right? We're not saying that we don't want to challenge ourselves ever. And like I said, we still are getting our double rings whenever we can. So we're still going for a higher caloric burn when we can, but we're no longer feeling obligated to do it all the time, which makes a difference. That's why also I'm not seeing the scales change as much, and we're eating way more than we have been in the longest time. We're eating, but it is summer. We are in that mindset right now where it's a little been up and down for the two of us. I think this weekend has turned that around a little bit for us. The light at the end of the tunnel is shining bright and leading us into a good direction. And I think sometimes we're afraid of the light sometimes, you know? We're afraid to move. I
apologize for not speaking much of it. We were being Zoom bombed right now.
Definitely bombed.
I'm trying I'm good now.
Semi-unbombed?
Yeah. So if anybody's trying to join Zoom right now, or if anybody on Zoom is getting messages from people, just let Kim and I know, and we will boot those people.
Yes.
And yes, I'm not letting anybody else in right now. So everybody else who's watching us, keep watching us on Zoom and Facebook for now.
One thing I wanted to mention, Laura Rock, I don't know if you share this at all, but if people are interested in like learning about how you make these roses, I'm sure a lot of people who love crafting and things like that, like feel free to post a how-to in the group. I think people would love to see how they can make them themselves. I know my mom made roses once with $5 bills. It was a gift. They had collected a bunch of money and they had made these beautiful blue roses out of $5 bills and things like that. So, but these are absolutely phenomenal. So
we want to get a better vase for it because it doesn't give it justice
it's not,
right now.
It's
lopsided. It's like, no,
I need to.
We need to pretty.
I will make it beautiful.
Exactly.
I definitely will make it beautiful.
So we actually had a question in chat. Someone was asking. I don't remember who exactly it was. There's a lot of stuff that came up in chat after that, so I'm not going to go back. But someone asked if what's going on with our weigh-ins? How are we doing? What's going on with that? So we still weighed in this week.
Yeah, we have a video. We haven't been able.
We've been so busy. We have not been able to release it. But we filmed our last weigh-in for the month of August
because we're taking a break for a month. Taking a break.
We're not weighing the scale till October. So yes, so we actually did weigh ourselves one final time before we take a month off of weighing ourselves in. And we had a few people ask us, like, why are you guys doing this? Why are you not weighing in? Oh, I need my scale. I could never do that. I need my scale for to be accountable. It's because we used to be scale obsessed.
Yep.
We always had a scale obsession. It was part of what drove our journey all the time. And so we don't feel we have that scale obsession anymore. Plus, we also wanted we wanted a little break of something for a month. I won't lie. Filming those things takes time, captioning. So we thought, why don't we create a challenge that helps us and helps you all as well at the same time? So we're calling it Hashtag no scale until October.
Or hashtag scale
Scale
detox.
detox.
We're detoxing ourselves from the scale.
So once our video is put together from when we meet it on Saturday, we will release it on our socials with the hashtags explaining what we're doing. And again, you use our challenges to your own benefit.
If it's something that you want to challenge yourself with by saying, yeah, I want to see what it's like not weighing myself for a month, then I always recommend trying something. If it's something that you're like, no, that's not good for me, then don't do it. You know your journey. You know your strengths. You know your capabilities. Work with them. Don't work against them, right? We're trying this out because we're at a different part in our journey right now. We're at a journey we've never not weighed in unless we were completely off, where we weren't weighing it, where we weren't even following any type of program. But now we're like, no, we're weighing in. We're not going to weigh in, but we're going to do every other part. We're going to track our foods to the best of our abilities, because we're not the best trackers, but we're going to try our best.
We're not stopping everything. And I think that's something that I want to point out to you guys. Back in the day when we would take a break from the scale, it meant take a break from everything. It meant the scale doesn't matter. We're not weighing in. Let's see what we want. Yay! No, that's not what we're trying to say. We're trying to say is that we're consciously making a decision not to weigh in this month, because we're trying to see for ourselves, is this be something we can do maybe going on ongoingly? When you're a lifetime member of WW, you're supposed to weigh in once a month. We've never done it. We've always been doing a once a week thing. So for us, we decided that let's try it. Let's see if we can do this and wait a whole month. And so again, if you guys want to try it with us, please try it with us. If you don't, just keep weighing in and tell us how you're doing.
Well, I already know Patricia's trying it with us. She's already told me in chat a few times, which I'm like, woo, yay. And I know, and it's not going to be something that's going to be easy, even for us. It's going to be a challenge.
We're going to have to hide, because honestly, it's going to be there.
Guys, as much as we say we're not scale obsessed, we were okay with weighing ourselves on a daily basis. That was just a normal thing, but never letting that number on the scale affect us. Now, there's no scale. We're not going to be looking at this number anymore. So it's going to be very different to see how things are moving, how things are feeling. Like, are we going to have a different mindset? Is it going to change our mindset? And I honestly love this challenge, because it's something that is going to be very new for us.
We've never done it.
Never done it. Never done it.
Remember when people say, when you're trying to do something, sometimes you have to try different things to see what you get out of the benefit of that new, that new food you're trying, that new recipe, that new activity you're trying. This is a new thing for us. It's a different mindset piece that we've never tried in our lives. So we're going to try it out.
Yep. So the next thing we want to talk about is our friend Lisa, my childhood friend Lisa, who came to visit us on Friday. We love her to pieces. She's like, I haven't seen your new condo yet. Let's do this finally. So she came down on Friday afternoon. And when she got here, Jean-Luc and Nick, you know us, we've decided to, we combo things now.
Yeah.
So our thought at first was like, okay, we're going to order Thai food. We were already planning on ordering out for dinner, because I didn't feel like cooking. And we were like, oh, we do Swiss Chalet every Friday. Let's do something different. She's here. We can split it between the three of us.
Three ways.
Yeah, we can split it 3 ways instead of just between the 2 of us. And then the next thing that we did is, as soon as she came in and we gave her a tour, we're like, oh, no, don't sit down. Put your running shoes on. Put some comfy clothes on. We're going for a 5-kilometer walk. And she's like, what?
Yes, Mom. The same walk we took you on.
But we were nice to Lisa. We didn't make her take the stairs.
Yes, she took the elevator.
Mom's probably like, what?
Yeah.
What? No stairs for Lisa?
Yeah. So
she had asked us.
She had asked us, but she again was funny, guys. And and Lisa's she walks all the time. She's actually exercised. She's lost weight herself recently,
and she's doing like a lot of biking. She bought herself a stationary bike, which she adores.
And again, doing this 5K walk for us every day, we think this is normal. Everyone does this every day. No, she was having a harder time than us, which means to say, look how strong we are. We don't realize ourselves how strong we are until someone else who's not on your journey or doesn't know what's going on with your life follows you and tries to do what you do in a day.
Exactly.
So sometimes, and she did badly. She did amazing. She did the entire walk. It just made us notice how strong we are now.
We had even warned her. We're like, okay, Lisa, you have to be very vocal about how fast we walk. So if we're walking too fast for you, let us know, because we're speed walkers. There's no lie. Anytime we're doing our walk, we are passing people on the street, like zooming past them, and we don't even realize it. Like, we'll get into the path in the forest, and there's only one way into that path, and we're passing people that are already on the path.
Oh yeah, someday we will have people here,
and we definitely will. Nicole, bring it on. You are always definitely would love to walk those stairs with you.
Yeah. So Lisa was here all weekend with us. We actually at events, so we went to see our friend.
We played our TV game on Friday evening. We decided instead of sitting in front of the TV with Lisa, we put out our balcony. So we put out we have a couch on our balcony with some pillows. So we sat on the balcony. We have some battery operated lanterns, and we played balcony TV, where we invented stories with people in their condos. So
we couldn't really see most of them. It was mostly people on their balconies.
It was so much fun. It made us giggle. It made us laugh.
Yeah.
It just created conversation. And it's so funny that sometimes the unscripted and the like improvisational
you guys know
your life.
You guys know how we are. We're very off the cuff. We'll say comments sometimes, and it's like we don't even like. At one point, there's a window, and we saw there was a man sitting in his chair, and they were like they both asked, "Oh, he's not moving," and I'm like I paused him. He's paused. Like that TV's paused. He's not moving right now. That's
and
why.
Then there was another one where there's like those shelves that lean up against the wall that has like books that like
it looks like a gym.
It looks like a ladder, but it looked like a gym. And so we kept saying, "Oh, well, that's the gym. That's the gym." And then I'm not gonna lie, Jim took off his shirt because we were like, "Whoa, Jim!" But then he went to the washroom.
Yeah.
So then it was like, "Oh, Jim." No, I'm just joking.
so we had fun on Friday with her. We just got to hang out and just chat, and you guys could probably see it in our faces. We've talked about this in the past, how we saw people through Zoom the last 2 years, which is great. I'm so glad and thankful for the Zoom platform
all of you
and for meeting women through this. But seeing people in person again, it's just a different feeling, and I don't know why it is. I don't know what's the difference. It's like I could talk to all of you the same way. I could call you on Zoom right now and have a conversation, but for some reason in person, there's just a different thing, right?
There's an energy. There's energy. Yeah. What happens is, and I don't think a lot of you know this, but if you actually go up to someone and you place your hand above them, you can feel that heat.
You can feel the
energy.
You can
feel that energy. So when bodies are together in a room, there's energy there, and it feeds you in a different way.
Well, it made us kind of like
it boosted us up. As soon as she walked
life.
into the condo, it boosted both of us up because we weren't constantly thinking and negating things
or
in
going
our
through
head
all the Rolodex of stuff negativity
exactly.
in our heads, right?
It made us think clearly.
So on Saturday morning, we did our class.
Yep, we were supposed to go on location, but decided it was just easier to do it from home. So we did the class from home. We got ready, and then we jumped in the car and made it to Mississauga, and we got to go spend the afternoon. Leslie's here right now, which I love. Leslie and Lois, who are
with Lois and their friend D.
Yep.
And we were 5 of us, and we ate. We swam.
Oh my God.
We started drinking at
1
p.m.
o'clock in the afternoon.
So let's just say Jean-Luc and Nick couldn't post much
yesterday. We had a DD, Lisa.
Yeah, we had a DD.
Jean-Luc and Nick never get to drink at the same time.
No,
either one of us is driving, and it's usually Nick. Because Nick is not one to want to always have a cocktail. But it was nice to be able to relax.
Yeah.
We put our phones down. We spent time with our friends.
So we recommend this for all of you. Go visit people and set aside a time to just put your phone away. And that's coming from 2 guys who you guys know are always on social media. You guys know the likes and the posts always come out, right?
I know some people are still scared and apprehensive about everything. Be smart about it.
Yeah.
Ask if you're more comfortable asking, be sure to ask the questions that you need to ask to make yourself feel comfortable. That is so important. Oh, questions. Oh, I forgot about that.
The word of the week.
And I'd like to thank Kim for giving us the word of the week this week. She's the one that said questions is a good. Oh, look at that. I said it again.
Oh. So we also yesterday was also
one thing I forgot.
What?
Lois introduced me to a new product.
Oh, yes.
3 of them.
Yes.
There might be a new video coming out on some sausages that she served us from Metro, and they were delicious. They were so.
I had chicken.
He had chicken, but
I had chicken.
They were amazing. There's a mango one,
spinach
one.
How
and
ironic! Nick doesn't like sausages. I know. Ironic. But so and then also yesterday we got to go to our friend Elaine's house at night, which was funny. So all day we were by the pool, sun. And as we're driving to her house, we saw these dark clouds.
And I kept saying, it's going to rain. And Nick's like, oh, no, it's going over us. It's going over us.
It was the other side of Toronto.
So I was like,
weird. But it came from the east.
Yeah, it came from the opposite direction.
And
so
then
we get to Elaine's, we park the car, we walk into the door, downpour.
Like someone knew.
To the point where
Someone
it was
knew.
insane. We walked outside because some of our Elaine's guests were arriving, and at one point we saw a truck, and it was trying to park. It was having a hard time parking because it was raining so much you couldn't see the car behind it. So I'm like trying to tell them you have more room. And they had to sit in their car for a good 10 minutes before they could come in because it was raining too hard. And the lightning came, and we lost power like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. So as Jean-Luc and Nick were indulging in having some drinks and some spinach dip and some cheese and basically lots of chips and lots of things, there was a bunch of people being athletic and doing Mud Girl.
Yeah, exactly. All these people doing Mud Girl. Like, wow.
We're sitting there eating, like I'm drinking my drink and like, oh, look, someone's doing well. Like, they drink, right? So glad that all of you had fun. We've seen a few pictures and videos on a Body group about the actual event. It looks like you guys had a lot of fun, so it's so great. So
and
fun
you know
seeing
what?
people
There
get
was
together
approximately 120 people, if I'm not mistaken,
in a group
who did that.
Well, the whole event was 5,000.
5,000 in the event, but 120 people in the Body WW group who did this, which is like goes to show you what this community is all about.
Yeah.
You know, it goes to show you that we're there to help each other out. We're there to literally, if I'm not mistaken, lift each other up when we need to. Because
I saw pictures.
I think I heard a video. Someone showed us a video, and literally it says, "Push my butt, push my butt." Like you hear them saying, "Push me up," which I love that.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what it's about, right? It's a team, it's community, helping each other get to the finish line. All of us together as one unit. And so it's an amazing. So
all of you who did it.
Yes.
All of you who participated.
You're all amazing.
You are phenomenal.
Yes.
Never let anyone
be proud of your achievements.
Tell you that.
Yeah. And then today we went to see Antonetta.
Oh, that was funny. That was right. It was Antonetta who showed that to us in step. I was wondering, where did I see that? I see so many things that many places.
We don't know where it comes from. And today we saw Antonetta in person. We got to spend
time with Antonetta,
and
with
Kieran,
somebody else
as well. So you guys know when the 3 or 4 of us get together.
This is Kieran food.
Yes.
Kieran made lunch for us today.
Yeah.
And we had a bean medley with some carrots. It was delicious.
This is a rice.
And a rice with spinach and greens and her green spice. And okra. Nick ate okra, air fried okra for the first time.
I tried a lot of stuff today that
he actually had the kidney beans as well, and plantain.
I had plantain.
But you know what I loved about her conversation today is she told us in where's she from again? Why can't I think of it? Trinidad. They call bananas figs.
No, it's the opposite.
No.
That was something else.
There's no figs in Trinidad. They call bananas or plantains as well. Like there's a plantain.
No, they call plantains figs. Bananas are bananas.
Bananas are bananas, but all plantain are figs in Trinidad.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, it was so cool.
It was cool just to hang out with them and just chat and see Kieran in person for the first time.
I'm going to say this. When we walked up to Kieran's door, we already had a vision. We've seen Kieran from here up only.
She's tall.
She is tall.
Yeah, I was like shocked.
Oh
I was like,
God, the lady is all legs.
Yeah, legs.
But I couldn't even say hello to her. The first thing I said is, "Wow, you're tall." She starts laughing. And we got to meet her husband and her in-laws, which was really, really nice. And just such a vibe. Yeah, you know, a vibe. We had a really great conversation.
And then we drove back here, and as we were driving here, we had to let Kim in because it was 6 o'clock, and we had to let her into the Zoom room. So we were still driving home. So we literally just came home to come on for you guys tonight, and we made it back on time.
We made it back. There
was no traffic.
We had said we need to be home by 6:30, and by 6:20 we were all ready to go.
Hey, how's that for timing, right? Especially in Toronto traffic.
Goodness for no traffic.
So this week is a little different than normal fireside chats or beachside chats. Sorry, we still call it beachside chats. It's not campfire yet. We actually last week had posted on our group asking people to say, "Hey, do you have questions for us? Is there things you guys want to ask us? Did you want us to talk about on the show?" And so a bunch of you wrote questions on Connect, on Instagram, on Facebook, and I actually wrote them all down for this week's show. So we have the questions to answer. And I've been saying questions a lot. I don't see a lot of water.
Questions. Oh man, I should
don't see a lot of water right now.
And I did want to mention something out there too. And I think Leslie, I thank you so much for Leslie. Mud Girl was great. And those who actually participated in the actual physical part of Mud Girl, fantastic, phenomenal. But those of you who went as supportive members of the community and were there cheering them on, holding things for them, you are just as important.
You're part of the team.
Never forget that. It takes millions and thousands of people to build a village, a community. We need different people in different places. So never, 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 never forget that.
No, I want to thank my sister for actually, she's monitored. She's been eliminating people on YouTube. Yeah. We're being attacked everywhere tonight, everyone. Isn't it great?
Going on? That's crazy, eh?
It happens
so
once
funny
a year.
but it's so funny how it just either we have no weirdos coming to visit, or we have
entire
a lot of them.
Community.
Yeah, entire community. So you want to go with our first question?
Yes. So first question comes from Patricia. And she asked us, who does what as far as housework? What's each of your fave and most hated tasks?
I love this question.
So
that's a great question.
First.
Okay, so as far as housework goes, let's just tackle that.
I thought we'd do fave and least fave first, and then
you want to go fave and least fave. Well, my favorite task is cooking. Like you could put me in the kitchen, and I'm like, woo woo woo! I could cook all day. Like he
does. I sit on TV or on the couch watching TV, and he makes me dinner.
It's funny though, even at times where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit and relax, and then in my head I sit down. I'm like, I can't. I need to get up and just putz around the kitchen and do something. It comes from my mom.
My favorite household chore is laundry. And I've shared this before. As a child, Nick used to play laundry. I would visit my grandmother. I would take all her towels. I would take them down. I would put them on the clothesline and take them down and fold them all correctly because I was taught to fold correctly. And I did that at my mom's place too. I just love laundry. And to this day, I love folding laundry. I do it all the time. I do all the laundry. And it's my favorite thing to do. So that's the favorite tasks. What's your least favorite?
My least favorite
I know what mine
thing
is.
to do?
I know
what yours is.
Yeah.
What's my least favorite?
Can
Vacuuming.
Yeah.
I hate vacuuming.
And I do most of it.
He does all the vacuuming.
I mean,
I'll vacuum if I have to, but I'm just like, or mopping. Anything that has to do with, you know what it is? It's this motion because it hurts my arms. Like, I know that sounds funny.
And I hate cleaning toilets. I despise doing it. I hate it. I'd rather do that than shovel snow, mind you, which is why we live in a condo now. Like it's no more snow shoveling. But yes, cleaning toilets is my least favorite.
And I don't mind doing it because I worked at
Oh, Terry Lynn, I'll come over. We'll do a folding party.
I worked at restaurants for years, so it never really fazed me. I'll be happy. You know what? I'm just glad there's no urinal because those were the worst things to clean at a restaurant. So, I can clean a toilet any day. But I don't know.
He doesn't. I do sometimes, but he does generally wash. And then in terms of chores, we kind of glom onto the chores that we're both better at.
We believe in aces in your places, right?
So I'm good with finances. When we met, I combine our finances. I created budgets for us. I make sure we have money in the bank account. I pay all the bills. That's more my expertise. So I take care of that.
I'm more on the kitchen side, and actually, all of as shocking as this might sound, I have all controls of all technology and devices
in the condo.
Nick has no access to any of that stuff.
We got a new camera for cats. I don't even know how to work it.
Yeah, I have the camera for the cats on mine. I have the app for the frame. I have the alarm in our bedroom app. I have the lights around the party lights that we have, the disco lights. That's all me.
And again, it's separation of tasks. At first, we could have said, "Oh, Jean-Luc, you take this frame." I'll take. No, we said he's good at this. He's going to handle all that. And we split the task based on who's better at what doing.
And I think it's funny because a lot of people come to this question, and I'll be honest, especially with a gay couple, because they think that there's male, female, roles that get taken on. And I'm not saying that's where you came, Patricia. I know that. But a lot of people expect us to say, oh, well, because when we were in our very first WW workshop back in the day in Brampton, we were open with a lot of the ladies and said, if you have a question and if you want us to answer it, we will be very forward and answer any question you have.
And we were asked, who's the man and who's the woman?
And we were like, are you asking sexually? Because that's not a question that we will answer for you. Yes. But if you're asking about household stuff, there's no male or female role. Yeah. A man can cook and do laundry. A woman can cook and do laundry.
And that's how we treat it. We just find the one. And this is about everything we do in our lives. So when we create events, when we work on things for our channel, he's more creative than I am. I'm very good with computers, creating graphics, that kind of stuff, but he's good at creating stuff, so he takes care of that. I sometimes will throw him an idea, and he'll run with it and create something with it. So we know our strengths, and I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. You have to find your strengths. Find the things you're good at, and if you're good at them, use those to propel yourself to become an expert at it so that people will come to you when you need help in that kind of domain.
I totally agree. Do not deprive a person in doing something they enjoy doing, right? Unless you guys enjoy doing something together.
And I love Nicole saying that she's a handy woman in her house.
I love that.
I don't even know, what's a hammer?
I asked him, can you give me a Phillips screwdriver? And he's like, where's Philip?
I'm like, what
Philip
is that?
has a screwdriver?
Does it have a handle? What do you do with this
Yeah.
thing? Like, I have no idea.
I will say this. I do have some knowledge on tools because my dad did teach me a lot of that stuff.
My dad tried.
Yeah.
He tried, but I had no interest.
So do we want to go to our next question?
Yes.
From
So
Chad B.
So
What keeps you motivated and moving forward beyond the ups and downs of this journey? How do you stay positive?
So that's a very big question.
It's such a big question.
It kind of goes back to our past to lead to where we're at today. So we've been very vocal about before how our first 6 years on journey, or whenever we try to lose weight in life, we always were negative. And so that negativity never helped us succeed. And so when people say, oh, you want to try a new diet? So we say, oh, you want to try a new mindset? That's how we kind of started doing it. We realized that we were so negative all the time. So why don't we try being positive and see what it does?
And it's this comment that was I've heard earlier on in the journey is be the most positive person I can be so negativity doesn't stick to me.
Yeah.
So negativity doesn't come around me because guess what? If you are positive to a person who's just like downright always negative, they won't want to be around you. And that really made a huge mindset change because guess what? By being positive with myself, I wanted to be around myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't about anybody else.
So
it allowed me to feel like, wow, I can do things that I never thought I could do before.
Yeah. So the positive came in from that. It was really an experiment with us to try to see if we change how we talk to ourselves, will it change anything? You know, it's like we were at a point where we're almost like, let's try anything. Let's try throwing pasta to the wall. Will that make us lose weight? Like we didn't know. We were just like, let's try something different. And that's what we tried. And we realized as things were traversing, as our journey was moving along, we realized that some of the positive changes we had made were helping us. And that from that, we started thinking, what other areas can we change and be more positive about? And that's how we started to change all aspects of our life and started changing the words we use, the thoughts we were saying to ourselves, how we spoke to ourselves.
And understanding what positivity means. Understanding that positivity doesn't mean I'm happy-go-lucky every single day of my life and everything's sunshine and roses and blah, blah, blah. No, positivity, at least for us, means there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You might be struggling now. You might be going through some hard times at this moment,
get better.
But things will change.
And this is why.
Things evolve.
And then you start going through the list of things of why things will get better. And slowly as you work that muscle, that positivity muscle, the more easily those positive ideas, the way you talk to yourself, the more you do that, the more it becomes easier to do. It's hard to start. Believe me, like today we had a meeting with Kieran and Antonetta. And at one point today, I said, you know what? I've never really believed in myself. I always thought myself as mediocre. I never thought that I was worth. No,
you kind of said something was, I won't be able to give as much as you guys give. So maybe I'm not worth
as much. And she said, no, like maybe
Kieran,
that
talk does not happen in my house. At her table. We were like, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you want your food back?
Yeah. So so she kind of put me in my place and said, no, you are worthy. And so, but the negative talk never goes away.
And you know what? There's something else I want to say about that. Surround yourself with those people who give you that energy and lift you up. It makes a huge difference. Sometimes you might not be able to lift yourself up, but somebody else does. And like I said earlier, it doesn't need to be people that you know. It can be complete strangers.
Yeah.
By smiling, by opening the door, by doing random acts of kindness, going to Tim Hortons and buying the coffee for the person behind you. That'll make you feel good. It makes you feel good because you've just impacted somebody else's day. And who knows what happened to their Cheerios this morning, right?
Yep.
Like you always have to think what we do for ourselves and for others is always beneficial.
And there was another part to his question. I lost it.
There was? I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So it's what keeps you motivated moving forward. So what keeps us motivated is our why. We've talked about how we always started our journey back in the day by picking a why that was always an event. We're getting married. We're going on vacation soon. And if that why works for you, great, use it. For Jean-Luc and Nick, that why never worked.
We're temporary whys for us.
It's temporary. So what we would do is instead of trying to find ways to improve our lives, we would find ways to lose the weight as quick as possible. with the quickest bang for our buck. So that would mean deprivation. That would mean trying not to eat too many carbs. That would mean going to the gym for 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, getting 1,000 calories a day. That's what we did. And it wasn't until that we changed our why that we stopped doing that same cycle.
And I don't even think changing our why, where we delved into
our
why
and we questioned our why.
We evolved and developed our why.
Yeah.
And I think we need to realize that we can do that. We can develop our whys.
We tell everyone, ask questions. Ask yourself questions about your journey.
Maybe you have a few whys that can become one big why instead of just a few many whys. Or you have one big why that you need to really break down into smaller whys in order for you to see it. And I think Kim is a huge example with what she's been doing on her journey and her post that she posted earlier on this week with the changes she's making and she's seeing. And it might not be the physical changes right away, but it's the mental changes that we make. And those are the ones that impact us the most.
So number one is our why to keep us motivated. Number two is, we've said it before, this. We've created our social media.
You and you and you.
All of you here are part of that. Our why. Our why are part of the reason why we are still successful. Part of why we keep doing this. Part of why community for us is very important. We understand having all of you here helps us just like we help you. So that's number two, that what keeps us motivated. We won't lie. The fact that you guys are watching us means we have to keep going on our journey. We have to be the best we can. Not perfect, but the best we can every day to show you guys that we're still trying every day. Doesn't mean we had Thai food. We drank like fish yesterday.
Well,
it happens.
Because listen to the next question. I think it ties in perfectly. Yeah. So it's from Pharaoh Deely. Pharaoh Deely.
I think it was on Connect.
How do you manage to consistently eat properly?
Yeah.
How do you manage to consistently eat properly?
We don't. I'll be honest. We don't always eat properly. No. We don't. We're very honest about that. 80-20. We live most days eating properly. And properly for us might not be properly for you.
Yes.
Our properly is we have a 0-point lunch. Our dinner's 2 to 5 points recently. And then the bulk of our points is at nighttime. That's for us consistent eating and eating that works for us. Doesn't mean that we stray off from that. We go for the weekend, we had a bit of fun. But the difference now between now and then is that now we actually take the time to go back.
And I love what Patricia said. It's what happens the day after. It's not what happens in the moment. What you do next is what really impacts you. If we have Thai food, are we going to go back to Thai food again tomorrow? No. We'll have our chicken and we'll have our 0-point foods. We'll have other options. We'll have other choices. We're not gonna let one weekend of overindulging
destroy everything.
Negate everything else we've done on this journey, because then it would be useless and worthless. We would be doing this for nothing, right? We always have to think one meal is not going to destroy you. One choice is not going to destroy you.
And the thing is, guys, is that we've also learned that not indulging sometimes and not having those moments of fun leads to a moment of, I'm so tired of doing this. I can't live my life. I'll just eat whatever I want. I'm done doing this now. That's what it did for us all the time. It caused us to constantly just get mad at ourselves because we ate something that wasn't consistently in our diet. And then we would just say, why bother? And then just eat whatever we wanted and then gain the weight back and then cycle back. It's January 20, whatever, start over again and then do the same cycle every year. Learning to embrace the imperfection of your journey is one of the most important lessons that we had to learn to be successful. We had to learn to be imperfect because we were taught and we believed because of television that perfection was key to success.
We also believe it because that's what it is in like schooling for us. Like we were graded. Oh, you didn't get 100% on your test. Oh, you only got a 60. You know what I mean? Like
we're based on numbers.
We're based on numbers. Yeah. Our society is
so if we don't get 100% on our tracker or 100% on our eating, or 100%, then it's bad. We're bad. We failed. No, there's no fail or pass here. You're living your life. You're passing.
Yeah,
that's you're passing. You're living your life. That's all that matters. You keep living your life. You're passing.
That is a definite pass.
Now the choices you make during the day, that's what you have to do with your own choices.
And the choices are not a failure if you had a piece of cake or you had something that you normally don't have. That's not failing. That's it is a weakness. Maybe it's a weakness where you need to develop a skill or a strategy when you are faced in those moments. But those skills and strategies are yours to develop and yours to figure out. because they might not work for somebody else. So be unique. Find the weirdest things you can possibly do and try to figure out to see what's going to work for you.
Exactly. And so the next question, so I hope that we answered that question pretty well, but the next question is, why is it that it's a similar question. It's from Sorentina Sisti, most likely on Connect or Instagram. She said, why is it that it cannot get my ass in gear? I love the word ass there. I get excited the day before and it fizzles out. How can I stay focused? Someone again in the group this week posted about willpower and saying, why do I have no willpower? Why can't I just not eat everything in sight? Willpower doesn't exist, guys. I have no willpower. I'll be honest. If I'm in a house, yesterday, I was at someone's house and we had chips. Everything was available. Did Nick eat in moderation? No. Nick hoovered down the entire buffet, ate as much as he could because he could. And my stomach hurts today because of it. So that's the lesson I learned. But I've still never learned the lesson of always getting my ass in gear.
But you know what's funny? Listen to this little story from yesterday. So Lois had some chips out on the counter. We brought a charcuterie board where we had some pepperettes, turkey pepperettes. We had veggies
Cheese
and
curds.
Olives and cheese curds and blah, blah, blah. And that was the snack. And there was bags of chips.
I ate a lot of them.
There was a bag of opened sour cream and onion chips and a bag of ketchup chips. And we are ketchup chips fanatics. We love ketchup chips. They were closed.
So we did not eat them.
I had a few handfuls of the sour cream and onion. We did not touch the ketchup chips. We went around all day, blah, blah, blah. Went
3 hours later, the bag was open.
Someone had opened the bag.
Oh, fair game.
And it was funny. Lois grabbed the bag and went, oh,
fair game.
Lois said, who opened the bag of chips? And
not us.
It wasn't us.
That isn't us.
Not me. Not me. And we're like, look at that. We automatically went to guilt mode, thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't want to be the one to say that we opened it. But why did we go there? Like, it's funny how these little things are such habits. Like, we didn't want to get in trouble. Yeah. She's like, no, I don't care. It's probably one of the kids. But I said, now that it was open, we felt like we were able to have.
You know what willpower is? It's the power to not stop.
Yes,
that's willpower. I'm not saying willpower means not stopping because you're not perfect. Willpower means every day you're trying your best. Every day you're trying something. That's willpower. Because meaning you're not. And I posted pictures.
Just keep going when even things aren't going in the way you want it to.
Exactly. Like even yesterday, I think I mentioned that we. Oh, sorry. Maybe this is my train of thought there. Keep going.
I don't remember what you were going to say.
I don't remember either. I had something in my mind and it kind of escaped me now. So it'll come back. But yeah, so for yes, Kim, if you have a question, go ahead. Yeah, just type him up and yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I've already grabbed one from Leslie as well that we got in chat. So I'm grabbing questions as people are sending them.
So as far as it goes in getting your ass in gear, sometimes you need to kick yourself in the ass. Yeah. Like, honestly, there's nobody else that can kick you in the ass better than yourself.
But kick yourself in the ass. But if the day doesn't work out, that's okay. That's okay if the day doesn't work out. That's the thing. You need to kick yourself in the ass and tell yourself, let's get going. But don't kick yourself in the ass at the end of the day because things didn't go as perfect as you expected. There's a difference there. You're telling yourself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to push myself forward to get this done.
Take a pillow, stick it behind you, and give it a kick. I'm telling you. Like, honestly, and I know that sounds silly and it's a weird analogy, but don't be so hard on yourself. I think that's what we do. And that's why we fizzle out so quickly because we expect perfection. And the only way that we can be successful is if I do things perfectly. And we've realized that that is so untrue, at least for us.
I hope that answers, like, a lot of people ask us this often, and why we talk about this all the time is because we struggled for years, everyone. We've been very vocal about the fact that we tried for perfection all the time. And I really hope that people listen to our message when we say about this. Don't strive to be perfect every day. It will destroy you. And I think a lot of people, some people can do it. I know some people out there, like I think was Blue Dot Girl. Mm-hmm. She has blue dots for like 6 years or something like that. She's amazing.
Amazing.
She has a personality trait that can do it that way. She can do this. That's her forever method. Your forever method might be, I can get blue dots 2 days a week. And that's your forever method. You have to find your formula and what you can do to make this sustainable forever.
No cookie cutter.
Yes.
There's no such thing.
Next question.
Everybody take a drink.
So our next question I kind of like because it's kind of fun.
It's like this is a huge question. So are you going on any cruises anytime soon? And if so, when and where? What do you like best about living in a condo apartment in Toronto? So it's a two-side. There's two questions to that
So
one.
I'll do the first one. We're
Okay.
gonna do the trip, and you'll do the Toronto condo.
Sure.
Okay. So we are going to cruise next year. We're booked to go on a cruise with my mom
In April, right?
in April. We're going to. It's a 10-day cruise, Southern Caribbean on Celebrity.
If we feel safe.
Yeah, if we feel safe. And we're going with my mom, and we're actually going to visit the island where my dad passed away,
Yeah.
and the
Barbuda.
island where he was cremated as well,
Oh, yeah.
Grenada.
Antigua and Grenada. Yeah.
Antigua, Grenada. So we're actually going to be able to go to islands that my dad, the last places he was at, and so my mom and Jean-Luc and I will get to go to see that together. So we're hoping.
And again, we're hoping that it's something that is still doable by then, and how we feel safe at that point in time once things have started, because the people are cruising right now.
Yeah, they are. And then the other thing I want to say, we do have vacations coming up, so we are going away in Mexico in February with 56 people.
And some of you might be in this
room.
room
Here tonight,
right?
Yes. So we're doing that as well.
So
condo.
Yes. So what do we like best about living in a condo apartment in Toronto? That is such an interesting question, because when we bought our house, our first house in Brampton, it was our forever house. We had the idea of we were never going to move out of that house. But now moving to this condo, when our lives evolved and we shed all our weight, and we saw how we like doing things, but yet we weren't the outdoorsy type of, oh, I want to do the yard work and I want to plant a garden and I want to do that. That wasn't our type of thing. That wasn't activity that made us want to do things forever. So moving to the condo and liberating those chores, because to us, those were chores
that we did not enjoy
doing, allowed us to then introduce activity that we love doing, which is being out, walking. The one thing the best thing, and we said it to Lisa this weekend, is that we are a walking distance from, and it's funny, we said this, 2 LCBOs, and I'm like, but still 2 LCBOs walking distance. Our doctor is in
downstairs.
Our building. There's a dentist. There's a
we have our massage therapist is downstairs.
Massage therapy. There's a Pets Value where we got our cat litter, all in walking distance.
And one of the things we told you guys about changing our lifestyle was about walking, right? About being active. This has allowed us to become more active and do more things.
And the hot scenery across the way, all the way, Susan. Thank you so much for making sure we point out that we have some very attractive gentlemen.
Not just across the way.
Just in the.
Lisa was walking with us on Friday, and she kept going. Her neck kept
going,
my neck hurts because there's so many nice, beautiful eye candy around here.
There's a lot of eye candy around here.
We love going for our walks.
And another thing that we were really looking forward to, and we haven't been able to appreciate this part of it yet, being able to head down into the city on the subway, like either to go out for a restaurant, to go to see a show, to go walk around along the water side. We haven't been able to enjoy that yet, but it will be something that we will be reintroducing at some point as well.
So thank you everyone for sending these questions.
These are great questions.
This is the format we want to do now going forward. So for our Beachside chat, we love getting the questions this way, and this way we can be more interactive, and then you guys can ask us stuff as we're going as well. So love it. Next question.
Oh my goodness, this is a hard one. What towns have you lived in?
Oh my God. So I was born in Montreal. I lived there till I was 4, I think. Then I moved to the Eastern Townships in Quebec. And then when I was 10, we moved to Sudbury, Ontario. And then when I left for university, I went to the University of Waterloo. And while I was there, I was actually in the co-op program where I was working I didn't have summer breaks for 5 years. I was in school and working for 5 years straight. So every 4 months I would go work somewhere. So I worked at CIBC, I worked at various companies. And so I lived in Ottawa, I lived in Toronto, I lived in, I think that was it, Toronto and Richmond Hill. I lived in Richmond Hill for a while. So I reached a few places. And then Mississauga, when I moved out, when I finished university, then moved in with him. Then we moved to Brampton together, and then here. So you can fill in your blanks.
I was born and raised in Windsor, and I lived in Windsor till I was 25. From there, I moved to Royal Oak, Michigan, and I rented an apartment with my friend. So I lived in Royal Oak, Michigan for a couple of months. And then I moved to a different apartment in Royal Oak, Michigan. And then I moved to Macomb County, near the airport in Detroit. So I lived there for a bit. And then I lived,
Detroit.
and then I lived in Rochester, not Rochester. I can't even think where Kristen lived anymore. I don't remember where it's called.
I wasn't there.
There's so many small cities in Michigan that I moved from
You lived
place
in
to
Michigan.
place. I lived basically anywhere in Michigan.
For like 8 years.
For 6 years, almost 6
6
years. And then from there, I moved back to Toronto and I lived in Mississauga. And then met Nick, and then we were Mississauga, and then Brampton.
Yeah.
So
that's the places we've lived.
Yes, I lived near Detroit. I lived like literally.
He was on 8 Mile.
I used to go to a bar on 8 Mile called the Rainbow Room.
He walked by M&M every day.
Yeah, no,
like friends,
it was the
besties.
opposite side of where M&M. No,
Oh, the opposite tracks.
Yeah, the opposite side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I love that question.
Wow.
You want to answer that now? Because
I can definitely answer that question now. So someone in chat right now just asked, Jean-Luc, Karen just asked, what led you to become an interpreter for the deaf? Asking because my husband is deaf and we are part of a thriving deaf community. So honestly, it was a happy mistake. And I always say this because I taught myself how to fingerspell at a very young age through a book. They had asked us in school, I went to a French school, and they had asked us, go to the library and learn about another language or culture, and then come back and talk to us about it. And I already spoke French and English, and no other language really spoke to me. No other language spoke to me because I was always fan of
Swedish?
The deaf actress, and I can't think of her name right now, that was on Sesame Street. I can't think of her name right now. Linda, yes, thank you.
I
Linda.
never watched it, but I know the story.
I know the name. So Linda was huge for me. So I taught myself how to fingerspell. I knew my alphabet. And I learned like cracker and apple, like simple signs. And then never forgot how to do it. Years later, went to school to be a singer and hated it. Was like, well, this is not for me. I'm never going to become famous from Windsor, Ontario. And that was my mentality. I should have reversed that. Positive thinking might have been, hey.
That's why he's living his dream now.
but I always say this is my happy mistake because I was at a restaurant and I was managing a restaurant and one of the waitresses said, hey, I'm going into the sign language program this year. You should come join it. They're the party group. I was like, party group? Okay, I'll join. Not realizing that I would actually fall in love with the culture and the language and the community because it's and now 22 years later, still part of it. This worries me. I'm not going to lie. This absolutely worries me because this is my livelihood. Like, and I don't want people to think, oh, this is my livelihood. But yeah, I need my arms to do my job. And not only that, to not be able to communicate with my friends who are deaf would destroy me. Not that I wouldn't be able to, but you don't want to do anything to hurt yourself, right? We want to be smart. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is going to be smart about it and hopefully get it fixed so I can keep doing this for the long run.
So I want to read another question we got from Leslie, who's here tonight as well. So Leslie, coach from Barrie, is there any food that you just don't eat due to points now? No, we don't eat foods that don't make us feel well now.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with points.
Nope.
So for example, beef, pork, we stopped eating them because they cause us to have sore stomachs. And so we just stopped eating it. We used to drink milk a lot. We got rid of milk, drinking milk. So we've gotten rid of a lot of things that because it didn't make us feel well, we don't eat it. There's not anything I know that's high in points. Like, okay, I'll be honest. Like, we won't make a plate of pasta anymore full of cheese and like Alfredo sauce and 6 pounds of cheese on there. We don't do that anymore.
You know what else? What it is? We don't drink any of our points.
Yeah, we don't drink points.
No juice. There's no juice. We used to be huge juice drinkers, and I mean like the Tetley, like peach juices.
It was the Neutrogena.
No, Neutrogena juice.
Neutrogena juice.
Yeah,
make your skin all nice and soft
on the inside.
No, so no, it was what was it? Not Snapple.
Fruitopia.
Fruitopia.
Fruitopia. The Fruitopia juices. Yeah.
Except
for yesterday. Yeah. Well, alcoholic beverages we don't count. Although I'll be honest, there are some really good low point calorie. Oh, I'm going to show one. That's a new one.
So we've not really gotten rid of. We've just either reduced the frequency of things we have, or we've eliminated because it doesn't make us feel good. We kind of realized at the beginning this time around that we could never. One of the big things that we always used to do, and I'll give an example. We did talk about earlier.
Yes, these are new. They're Vizzy. They're Vizzy hard seltzers. This is a blueberry pomegranate. I don't know the points, but I'll post it in the group. I can check it out. But they're really tasty. This is the thing. A lot of the seltzers right now, they have that seltzer flavor, and then the fruit flavor doesn't seem so. I don't know. It just doesn't work. This one, I drank it, and I was like, Tasty. Wow. It was good.
So yeah, that's what we do with actual food. And other Leslie said, what is a food you know is so healthy, but you cannot eat it? Kale. I can't eat kale. I don't like it. Tried it multiple ways. I've tried it with kale chips, kale in a salad, kale chopped up, kale this way. Don't like it. Another one I really don't like is cilantro. I find it tastes like soap. I don't like cilantro.
He's not a cilantro. I don't think what is something that I don't?
That's super healthy. Coconut.
Yeah, I don't like coconut or raisins.
Yeah, but those aren't, I don't think those are healthy.
Don't like raisins.
It's chocolate, very healthy.
Well, no, raisins are healthy. Like raisins are just dried fruit. Like, I mean, it's better than eating a chocolate bar, right? So you'd be better off having a raisin because it's dried fruit. But again, the sugar content is high, but still, I don't like coconut in any shape. The only time I liked it was when it was deep fried.
Yeah.
On shrimp.
Oh, I like peas. They're not my favorite, but I mean,
they're green and you're having them for dinner. Yeah. Is it peas? Sorry.
No, raisin does not go in butter tarts.
No, raisins do not go in butter tarts.
We had butter tarts
this weekend, and no, they do not go in butter tarts.
Kim asked us, what is our favorite color? Blue, obviously. And seriously, guys, you guys see me in blue all the time. It's like always blue for me. I mean, always in blue. What's your color?
I think it's like the oranges, reds, like it's
the warm colors.
The warm colors. It's hard to decipher. Although green, I'm very attracted to green as well. But red's more or less the red colors, the red hues.
And then the next question we asked is, what is one thing you love about each other? He's very kind, much more than I am. He's very generous. He's actually taught me how to be more generous, how to be more kind. I will be honest. I'm not. Like you guys might notice it when we're in public, when the two of us are together. Normally at the beginning of a meetup, he'll be more chatty at the beginning and I'll be more in the back. And then eventually I'll start to warm up and start to talk because I have more fears of public speaking, more things. And so I love that about him because he's taught me so much how to change who I am in terms of my shyness and how I didn't like certain things about myself. So he's helped me a lot with that.
It's hard to just pick one thing to love about him. Like, I know it sounds silly, but there's so many things that I love about him.
You always said my brain.
I love his, yeah. And a lot of people go, brain is such a weird thing to love, but I love his brain because he's so methodical when he does things. His thought
I think
process,
very out of the.
Can I answer the question, please?
Degree
Blah. It's my question. Shut up. I love you. Well, he's asking me to answer the question and I can't even, he's answering my question. Go for it, honey.
Go ahead.
But I do. I love his brain. I love how he thinks. I love how he sees things. He sees things and he steps back from them. He doesn't just look at the one spot. Sometimes he does, and those are when he's in his bad days. But when he's able to just step back and go, okay, wait a minute here.
I think of all the outcomes.
Yeah, he doesn't go to the negative either. That is the one thing. He's very rare. Unless he's in a bad mindset, he doesn't allow me because I tend to be the person that says, "Oh, well, this could happen." Instead, he's like, "Why do you always have to go to the negative?"
I'll give an example. I hope we get to go. I'm like, hon, why do you hope we're going? Just say we're going. Why do you think I hope we get to go?
I think a figure of speech in my way, but I think I say it for a specific reason. Yeah.
We work well together. We do. We're like a puzzle piece.
We are
lobsters. If you guys watch Friends,
lobsters.
The last question we got was, what daily habits from Anne?
There's another one here too.
Oh, hidden talent. Okay, and I'll do the last questions. What daily habit have you found to be most helpful?
What
activity?
Habit?
What daily habit have you found to be most helpful?
Activity is one, and the words we use.
Yes.
How we speak to ourselves.
It's been important, and not just in weight loss and health. Yeah. It's also helped us in our jobs,
in our work,
in our families, and how we interact with our friends.
Not being ashamed when you're good at something.
Yeah.
You know, I think we a lot of times so, oh, well, it's not. It's just that. No, like Frank, who can make roses out of paper and make them look this beautiful? Shout it from the rooftops.
Exactly. Be proud of what you can do.
Be proud of that.
And then the final question, what was it, honey?
Hidden talent.
Oh, a hidden talent. I don't think, what's my hidden talent? My hidden talent is...
I think your singing is a hidden talent, hun, because you sing very well. He will never... I'll say this. Nick is not tone deaf, but
Chart
he can copy notes. So when we sing together, he hits every single note on key.
If I do it alone, it sounds like a
But when he does it alone, he has a hard
dispenser.
time hearing the notes. So his hidden talent is singing. He'd be great in a choir.
I have a hidden talent.
Oh,
I figured it out. I can remember lyrics of songs.
Oh, he's definitely
forever.
Or movie
quotes. I
Him
can
and
actually
his sister go through these.
I can watch Beauty and the Beast and basically talk what the next scene's gonna say. My favorite movie, Death Becomes Her. I talk the lines out before
No,
the
that
show
you do it more on Miscongeniality
and Sister Act as
and
well.
Sister Act too.
So I remember, my brain is very I can remember a lot of things, and so I tend to memorize. So music, if I've learned lyrics once, eventually I know them by heart and I know them for years. Sometimes a song will come on that, for example, a Body Step, we play Miami by Will Smith, and when the song came out the first time, I knew all the lyrics because I remember it from when I was in my teens, back in the day.
And as far as my hidden talent goes, I've already said this before. I can knit and crochet, but I can also, I can't do it in these shorts, but I can take my leg and put it behind my neck. I can.
Stretchy.
I'm very stretchy. I'm very flexible.
Yeah, very flexible.
I'm very flexible. It's funny because for the longest time when we were doing step classes, one of the stretches, they would make us sit on the edge of the step and lower your knees down to the floor, and everybody, even the instructors, their knees would stay like at a 45-degree angle while mine were flat on the ground, like completely flat. And I'm like, I don't get any stretching out of this. This is not a stretch. So
yeah, Cirque du Soleil.
Ooh, Cirque du Soleil. I actually have a good friend, a friend of mine. Her brother, it was part of a Cirque troupe in Las Vegas, actually, for many years. He actually, luckily, is still alive and still amazing, but he fell during a performance from one of the trapeze and had to have surgery and blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us. We are running out of time. It's 8 o'clock.
I can't believe it's 8 o'clock.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We will be doing the same format next week. So we will be posting. If you have a question for us, send us a message. Say, hey, next week, I want you guys to tackle this question. Just send us a message. We will take it up. We love doing it this way. We found that we can get more things out of you guys and get more things that we could talk about our past that might influence you and direct you in different ways than we have done before. And want to call out that we had a recipe come out yesterday, the first one in a long time, our meatball sub recipe, which, oh my God, guys, if you try it, it is so freaking good. Like, I mean, I was like, my mom had it when she was here too, and she loved it. So if you guys have not seen it, it's on our YouTube channel. Next Saturday, we have a Do We Like the Way It Tastes episode coming out from Sensible Portions Garden Veggie Puffs.
They're yummy.
They're yummy, and we filmed it while we were glamping. So this is a glamping video that's come back, and we're actually on location and filming it there. So you guys,
honey,
what?
We have a challenge.
What? I can't do that.
I can tie it in a knot, Nicole.
I
saw it.
I have no
cherry stem.
Okay, have fun, honey. I'll keep talking. Anyways, we also have a Body Step Volume 1 returning this week, Thursday at 6:30 p.m., Saturday at 10 a.m., and Sunday at 5. Sunday at noon, Sunday, December 5th at noon. And our new schedule will be announced soon, as well as there will be, I guess we can share, there will be 8 classes a week now. So there's going to be 8 classes a week.
I did it.
There you go.
It's tied in a knot.
Hidden talent.
He's going
to go on.
And no lie, because I gave him the other one and there was no other one in my mouth. Okay, sorry.
And then
Canada's Got Talent.
And then we have our video, our What's the Tip, the Forever Method, coming out September 11th. That will talk about what is our Forever Method, how we came up with it, and how do you use it. And yes, more classes are coming for sure.
Yes.
And new recipe, again, another recipe coming out September 18th.
My version of a samosa. Woo, woo, and they're yummy.
And then on September 25th.
Ask Nick's mom, she's had them.
On September 25th, we have Nisha. Have you met Nisha?
Yeah!
And
so excited, I can't wait.
And she will be our special guest on October 2nd. So that's how the show's changed, guys. The show has changed where on weeks it's just us. We'll take your questions that you send us. And on weeks that we have guests, we'll have our guests. And they'll be the ones that you'll be able to talk with and ask them questions, just like we did today.
And no, we were not on the balcony, Sue. I know I just saw you ask that question. We were actually at a friend's house yesterday evening during the storm. So we didn't get to see it. And we even tried to check in on the cats with the video, but they were in the bedroom sleeping. So
thank you so much for
again,
joining
everybody.
us.
Happy Sunday. Keep your hand up, Devin. We will talk to you in just a few minutes.
If you guys want to find us on social media, look for our Facebook group, Jean-Luc and Nick, the Wildest Warrior VIP peeps, Facebook page, Jean-Luc and Nick, the Wildest Warriors. You can follow us on all social media using @the WWE
Yes, and then you can check out our website, jeanlucandnick.com, or our shop, jeanlucandnick.com/shop, or our recipes.
Products are coming soon.
/recipes. Yes, our t-shirts and
merchandise
is coming soon.
And if you want to send us a letter, our PO Box is PO Box 91152, Bayview Village, Willowdale, Ontario, Canada, M2K2Y6.
And I'm challenging you all this week, random acts of kindness.
Yeah.
Make somebody smile. And don't forget to email us at www.gays@gmail.com.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night. Happy Sunday. Have a great week.
We can't hear them right now because
there's no music. Look at Nisha go. I can see her.
Bye, babe.
I'm already gone.